All right, Insignificance is brought to you by the following: the letter M, and David Shore, You Mad Bro, Dank Catfish 420, Michael Galab, Copper Blue Guitar Covers, Felix Film, haven't said hey to you in a long time, Felix, how's it going? Brent Hinson, Matt Beegan, Carlos, and each of their mothers. What are the odds? Okay, we're going to do this in two parts. We're going to do the main chunk, the main meat of it, and there's only 3 parts of this, so it's pretty simple, but pretty simple and easy to get your mind around are two very different things. And then we're going to do the finer points in the second half of this video. Here we go. It looks like a power chord. You're going to put your pointer finger on D7, and I'm going to use my pinky finger for G9, and you're going to play A, D, and G, and that's it. So we're not going to hear low E, we're not going to hear B or baby E. That's satisfying. Okay, then ring finger goes, this by the way is an A, and an A, and A's 5th and E. So this is a power chord, it's just a funky way to do it. And it looks like a power chord, but it doesn't look like the power chord that it is. Okay, enough out of me. Ring finger goes to the A string 9th fret, the other 2 stay put. That's an F sharp minor 7 chord. You recognize it from a Zephyr song. Love that song. Anyways, yeah, so 9, 7, 9, followed by 7, 7, 9. So your pointer finger is going to do double duty here and get A and D 7th frets, and your pinky finger is going to get the G string 9th fret. And then the last thing is keep everything as it is and put your middle finger on the E string 8th fret, and this is going to remind you of corduroy. So we got 1, 2, 3, cha. The verse. So we are double duty here since the intro is the chorus. You got a 2-for-1 deal going on, and we only have 2 more parts to learn. The verse is open A twice, followed by G6. You got to give it a wiggle. Wiggle that G string. Followed by A again, and then G once more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that little bit. Bum. And then we go A5. Followed by open D, open G, A6, followed by open D, open G, A7, followed by open G. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8th notes there, which is why it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 3 plus 3 plus 2 is 8. This song is 4 beats per measure. Everything's got to add up to 4 or 8 or 16. It's that Coldplay. Da, 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 da. Oh, and sort of beat, but yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And that's it for the verse. The pre-chorus, of course, is a raging, screaming C major 7 chord. C on the E string is the 8th fret. There's our C from the intro, right? There's that weird note for this song in the intro. You're going to go E8, followed by D9. And that's the notes C and B, which is B is the 7th note of the C major scale. So that's like a very Spartan way to play a C major 7 chord, and you go da 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 da, and notice how that first one on this B note, the D string 9th fret, is short. So you just press with your finger short long da da short long da da short long da da da. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. Followed by, if I was using my ring finger for this note, it'd be a lot better because I'm going to play an E power chord, which is A string 7th fret, D string 9th fret. And then the other thing, one more time. Now you move this up 1 fret to F. Now notice how different this sounds. This note sounded higher. Why did it sound higher? I don't know. Here, let's in context again. And then we'll get back to what we're talking about. One more time. To set your ears out to F. It's like it's musical magic. That C note sounded higher coming off of the F than it did coming off of the E, which is really weird because relative to E, that note is 1/2 step higher than it is relative to F. I have nothing else to say about that other than it's really cool. Yeah, so we went up to F, the human tide rolls in. Back to F. And then we're into the chorus, which is exactly the same as the intro, but you're just going to strum down like a mad person. Oops, I strummed up. Oops, I did it again. And that's all the pieces for the song. The only thing to note other than, yeah, that's it. That's the intro and the verse and the pre-chorus and the chorus. And we have the solo bridge funky soundscape area to deal with, and we will in a moment. But the last thing I want to say about that chorus is going into the solo-y section. It's in, sig, nif, and then he goes against. So he ends the whole thing a beat or a one chord segment early and goes to this little A minor, which we will discuss in the next section. See you in a moment. Stones chorus. You know, this is one of these songs that to say I like it is redundant because it's a Pearl Jam song, so I already like it. But having spent 2 days obsessing over it, now I freaking love it. And this part's one of it because Stone's chorus is like one of those so Stone parts that only Stone could come up with. And yeah, so here we go. All it is he plays an A power chord, bombs, dropping down, and right after the down word, from the 5th fret to the 7th fret on the D string, slide, followed by the open E string, then G5, and then B open. Open. Yeah, so that's kind of a mind F because the strings that are supposed to be lower than the other string, they're crisscross, so it's hard to get down at first. D5 to 7, open E, G5, B open, open. And then he goes, leaving everything how it is, G, B, the first and the third times, but I think the second times, because there's multiple choruses, right? Chori. I think it's like, I think I hear a wiggly bend there, and then everything sort of disappears into the mix, but I really like this, so I'm going to do it. Hear that, and then G2, open B. I like that. So Stone's whole chorus would be, if I'm correct, that was an A major. You do not want to play A major. It's an A power chord. The chorus is more in A minor, even though there's an F sharp in it. So that's weird, but yeah. And then the last one would be back to the... Yeah, and the difference between A major and an A power chord down here is the A major has the B string 2nd fret. The A minor would have the B string 1st fret, right? But the A power chord is just open A, D2, G2. So careful not to play... Definitely a major chord there. You could play a minor, wouldn't be wrong, but we're looking for just the power chord. I did it again. There we go. Okay, next part coming up. Mike's bridge. Okay, Mike just does one thing over and over again for this whole solo bridgy section, but before I show you what it is, I'm going to show you how to get there so that you don't have to memorize it because this one might be a sort of random tricky thing to remember. But picture your D chord. If we were to move this up 1 fret, we would have a D sharp, but the problem is our D string doesn't come along with us, so we have a whole pile of yuckiness. Yeah, so how we would deal with that is we would play our D shape with these fingers instead and then put our pointer finger on D1. Now we have a D sharp or an E flat, right? Okay, we're going to not worry about our ring fingers, so we're just going to do first fret of D string, third fret of G string, and fourth fret of D string or B string. Now we've left the third out of it, so we have a D sharp power chord. I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again a million times because this is one of these little tiny little things that you can remember that can help you so much down the road. But the root note of our D shape is the B string. That means that the B string third fret is a D. So let's turn our D sharp, right, power chord, thusly, into an A power chord because our song Insignificance is in A. So here we go. This would be D sharp, right? And then half step higher is E. And then a whole half step higher than that is F. Whole step higher than F, that's 2 frets, is G. And a whole step higher than G is A. So now we have an A power chord, a root and a fifth and a root again. A faster way to do that would have been, since we know we're looking for a root note on the B string, find your B string 12th fret is a B, of course, and go down 2 frets to A. B, B flat, A. Make your little thing around that. Okay, from there, we're going to lower this root note, this pinky finger, by 2 frets and use your middle finger. So we have D7, G9, and B8. That is like an A minor 7 chord. It could also be an A7 chord, but it depends on if we're going to argue over what key the bridge is in. It's either A major or minor. I think it's definitely A minor. So this is an A minor 7 chord. Anyways, you just might not think of it like this. It looks more like something else. But yeah, that's what it is. Now, Mike goes with your fingers in this shape. D, G, D, G, B, 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 E. The first 1 or 2 or 3 times. D, G, D, G, B, 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 E, D, G, D, G, B, 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 E. And then he switches to D, G, D, G, B, 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 open B. So you gotta remove your middle finger. And that's it. That's the whole bridge for Mike. Notice I don't put my middle finger back on until I need to play that B string 8th fret again so that that nice open B string rings out the whole time. Yep, that's Mike's bridge. Okay, back with the big, huge Ed chunk in a moment. Bye. All right, and last, sorry, no M guy. I need more beards. Anyone want to send me a beard? Anybody have any beards laying around? Send me an email, and I'll give you my address if you have an extra beard. You know, whatever. Okay, great. So I think this is Ed's solo. It kind of screams Ed, and also in the Pink Pop 2000 version of this song, Ed is doing the solo, but by the time Showbox, Live at the Showbox happens, no one does the solo, and Stone does a part where I think Ed did in Pink. So I think Ed was like, I don't remember how to. Does anyone remember it? And Stone was like, well, I could take this, and then they just didn't do the rest of it. But anyways, as I said, Ed ends up on this little A minor here. That's 5-5-5, and then we get into our. I'm gonna say it's B string 5th fret, E string 5th fret, and no, B string 5th fret, E string 7th fret, and that 7 goes up to 8. 8, 7, 5, 7, 5, 5, and I think he's abandoning the 2-string thing by then. 5, 5, 5, 3, open, 3, open, open. Followed by 2 little tiny notes, B5, G5, and into our, which is your classic pluck E12, pull it off, and pluck it off, and pluck it once more. So 3 notes, 2 plucks. Then the 10th fret, 7, 5, 7, 10. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. But the second time it's 12, 10, 7, 5, 7, 5. And then it does the first one again, 12, 10, 7, 5, 7, 10. And the last one is 7, 5, 7. And then we move into the melody bit, which is on the G string. 4, 5, 7, 5, 4, 5, 9, 12. 4, 5, 7, 5, 4, 5, 9, 12, 14, 16, 14, 16, 17, and then remember we started the whole thing on this little A minor, and the 12th fret's the octave, and 5 plus 12 is 17, so we're going to do this exact thing up on the 17th fret and go... So, E, B, G, E, B, G, E, B, strum, 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 E, B, G, E, B, G, E, B, strum, 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 strum. And the last thing Ed does is, this is awesome, I think it's Ed, his hands are up here in the pink pop thing, so that's why I think it's Ed. If I'm wrong, please, somebody correct me and point us to where the proof is. And don't point us to the pudding. Okay, yeah, so B string, 17th fret, and G string, 12th fret, that's a little A power chord. We got an A and an E, and you're gonna go, the B string's gonna change from 17 to 16, and then 17, and then you're gonna do the A minor. And that's when he goes, it's instilled to wanna live. And at that point, one of the guitars is, by the way, that whole time, the band is doing this thing. Right? The chorus. But after those two run-throughs of this, and by the way, that sounds so sinister that because it's the flat 5. Here's our root and our 5th. And that note does not belong in this song, but there it is, and wow, is it well placed. Yeah, but after that, one of the guitars spends the whole last chorus just wailing away on this A minor chord. And that's it. That's all the parts for Insignificance for all you gentlemen and your moms. So I really hope that was helpful, and thank you all for joining me. That was a great learn. So yeah, thanks for the great request, and I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.